Salutations my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Tales of Phantasia. Last time, we entered Dhaos' castle in an attempt to reach the very end of this game. Spoiler warning, we're not at the end of the game, otherwise this would be one of the shortest RPGs yet, next to Pokemon. Anyway, today, we're going to be going through the second half of Dhaos' castle, which is about as uninteresting as the first half of the dungeon, unfortunately. There are more interesting items to be had aplenty, a lot of rune bottles specifically. But you're going to be getting your rune bottles from other means, which we'll be getting into a little bit later. But as I just said a second ago, this dungeon, like at this point, doesn't really do much anymore. Plus the vines, you were fighting earlier, they stop appearing at this point. So unfortunately, your arch gummies are no longer infinite. Also, this is where I used the mackerel that we obtained earlier. You thought the Japanese apples were great. I mean, I guess they're technically better because you don't have to pay for them, they're enemy drops. But the mackerel gives you 2,000 in your food sack immediately. Which is awesome because in this case, it automatically fills it fully, which is great. Alright, now what we gotta do here is we gotta push this statue into this little pit right here in order to activate the switch. The switch is pressure sensitive, so unfortunately we gotta use the switch in order to do so. The reason why I made that cut is because for some reason I sort of baffled around like a moron, wondering what the hell I was supposed to do until it sort of just knocked me on the head. It's like, wow, I feel like an idiot. I hate when games do that. The most obvious example is like the Water Temple for Ocarina of Time. You just have that major fucking facepalm, and it kinda sucks. Anyway, this section kinda stinks too, because you are forced to leave a party member behind. The one I chose was Archit, because unfortunately, as awesome as Indignation is, it unfortunately isn't going to be worth a damn, against the enemies we're going to be fighting soon. A mini-boss, if you will. So unfortunately, she has to be left behind. And I think this is the part where I start getting a wee bit lost, because the hallways all look the same, and ugh. This part sucks. It really sucks. Oh, here we go. Alright, that didn't take very long. Good. I didn't want to break out in silence for too long. Anyway, we got a mini-boss here in the form of the Evil Lord. The Evil Lord can do two things. It can whip you, it can use its signature attack. It's like some sort of fireball thing. I forgot what the name of it was, but basically what it does is it shoots a bunch of fireballs out at you. It's like 5 or 6. And the main problem is, not only are they really fast, but he likes to cast a spell a lot. So you're going to be seeing this, like, very often. Unless you're able to, like, stun him a lot, then it won't be a problem. Again, Indignation won't be very useful here. I think, if I remember correctly, they are resistant to, lightning magic, so that's going to be a problem for you. However, they are vulnerable to all of your other spells, or in this case, your summon spirits. I guess it's a matter of preference, because at this point, Archit now has Firestorm. Why is Clarth using Moon? Anyways, like, I guess nothing's stopping you from leaving Clarth behind and just using Archit's Firestorm, or perhaps Thunderblade a lot, or Ray. Actually, Ray is pretty good. It does a fair amount of damage. But yeah, that's the attack I was talking about. He throws out a bunch of fireballs, and it sort of rains down on you. And even though they're, like, very small, they do a lot more damage than you think, and it's a real pain in the butt. Anyways, the item we just got out of that chest is the magic mirror. This is required in order to progress through this dungeon. Basically, what it allows us to do, you know what, I'm actually going to give that a moment, because, yeah, just real quick, whenever you defeat the Evil Lord, you will get a rune bottle from him, so immediately use it. This is the point in time where I realize I have a very cluttered inventory and I really need to take care of it, because I'm trying to use my rune bottle on the saver here, not acknowledging the fact that it's near the bottom. I really don't capitalize on organizing everything in like alphabetical order, etc., etc. Probably would have made this a lot easier. Alphabetical order specifically. Anyway, I'm cutting to those mirrors we saw earlier with the little demon reflection. Basically, if you interact with it, and you engage into a battle with another evil lord, giving you another rune bottle as a prize. And when that happens, you get thrusted into another room. We got another book of spells. Archit learned Distortion. Alright, well, I don't think Archit is... Wait, yeah, Archit is with us. Alright, so we just got a new spell in the form of Distortion. Alright, let me just get this over with. Distortion can kill an enemy instantly. They can immediately take an enemy out. It sounds awesome, doesn't it? I have failed to use it every single time that I've used it up to this point. At least up to what I've recorded so far. Distortion, for whatever reason, does not seem to work in my favor. I have failed it every single time. So basically, what you're going to do is you are going to get Distortion, maybe try it out a few battles, and immediately turn the damn thing off, because it ends up being useless. The problem is that Arch's AI will attempt to use it multiple times, maybe 2 or 3 times in a battle, and it will fail constantly. Call me impressed if you guys managed to get the Distortion out, because I guess my luck's just garbage, and I could not get Distortion to work for me at all. It was a miserable time. Anyway, got all those items from that mirror, and now we're going to head to the bottom floor where we saw that demon reflection for the first time. I have no idea why I did this. Like, I just ran, I was like, wait a minute, why did I ignore that? So you defeat him, and then you get thrown. And now in this case, you don't get thrown into a different room. You get thrown into a completely different section. And this is the only way to get to this area of the castle, unfortunately. You have to fight the evil lord and use the little reflection thingy in order to get here. Now these switches will give you a mental ring. We already know what that does from previously, but yeah. I don't think it's that useful at this point. I actually forget what it does. But all the accessories and equipment that I have on my party members right now, they're good enough on their own, so I don't think I'm going to really need it. As long as I have the mystical rune, I should be fine for like, Mint and Archie. Now this part kind of sucks, because basically what you're supposed to do is you have to, if you remember the password from the little switch sequence you did earlier in the dungeon, you have to basically do that in reverse. And I don't mean like put the directions like backwards, like just flip the sequence backwards. No. Basically, if you had to press up first, you now have to press down first. If you had to go right, it's going to be left now, and that's it. I guess what they were trying to imply was that you're in a mirror, so they just sort of mirrored all the directions you had to press, which I guess the idea is cool, but it was still tad annoying because I literally had to take a few moments to remember what the original sequence was. It's either that or I just looked it up on GameFAQs real quick because I wanted to get a darn move on. Okay, now this time, we got that golden key from earlier, we can open this door. Now, if you leave Archie behind, you kind of have to, because she's the only one that can do this. You leave Archie behind, you use that gold key on the door that we just acquired just a moment ago, and Archie will be able to come up here once you call her from the pit. This will allow you to move on. I say move on because we are going to get to a door which we cannot open without all 4 party members. I didn't actually show off what would happen if you didn't get there, because I didn't want to waste time. I've been fighting more enemies than I would like to, and I just wanted to get to the end of this. Also, this video is just about over. However, don't think that this dungeon isn't going to take you very long, just because of this video footage. For one, I cut out a lot of the enemy encounters and a lot of backtracking. This took me around the 50-minute mark. I think it was 52 or 53 minutes. This took me before editing sort of happened. This is an endurance round. If you don't have the time or the patience for this dungeon, I advise you come back to this dungeon at a later point when you have the free time on your hands, because this dungeon can drag. I mean, if you're using this as a guide, then it won't take you too long. I might suggest using a holy battle to decrease your enemy encounter rate, but still. This dungeon is still incredibly long. Hear that I was standing there. I was trying to remember where to go. It was this dungeon sucks. It's not very interesting. The mirror thing is kind of cool. I like that idea, but they don't do much with it at all, except the whole switch sequence, which is reversed. Anyway, this was the door I was talking about. I'm going to save right here. And then we'll just interact with the door. I know this symbol. What does it mean? It means we need 4 people facing 4 directions that are powered to open the door. So basically what you have to do is make sure you have all 4 characters with you, and the door will open. It opened! I'm sure Open Sesame would have worked in a game like this. You'll never make it to Dhaos. It's basically another evil lord. I thought it'd be pretty climactic considering we're right in front of Dhaos, but unfortunately it's just another one of those evil lords. I didn't want to leave those battles in because I honestly wouldn't know what to talk about at that point. But things are getting tense. Through that door is Dhaos himself. So make the preparations necessary for battle, because this battle is going to be an arduous one. Trust me on this one. But we're going to leave that for next time on Tales of Phantasia, where we fight Dhaos once and for all. I got a juice.